Since it looks like we're already getting comments.
Oh, what? Cranky?
No. Ken Elsfelder.
Oh. Well, hello, Ken.
Perfect. I'm gonna actively try not to put that anywhere in the show.
It's just going to show up. You can't help yourself, and I can't help myself.
No, I know. And I don't know why it even happened. It's like there's no origin for the stupidity. It just is.
Organic stupidity is the best stupidity there is.
Well, we've been doing it for almost 10 years. So.
Almost. And we've been at it for almost 5 years. And I'm one of their favorite artists. Oh. And let me not forget. That's one of my favorite self-promoting promos that we've had.
Well, yeah, it's almost as good as Redman.
But the difference is he is, but he's like, y'all better play my music.
Yeah, and they know that I'm the greatest person alive.
Yes.
I am nothing less than perfect.
Yeah. You're not gonna leave that out the whole show.
We really need to start this show. This is getting stupid. Okay. Let's start this off, and I'll give you a 5 in Shree.
Oh God.
Who's your mama?
This week on the Mr. Throwback Thursday podcast, we bring you the story of old versus new. We take a trip to the dirty South with Concrete Jungle. Talib is mad at something other than Nazis. Yo is back on the rock. And new music from Czarface. What else? Let's listen.
It's not just any day. It's Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Now we're about to witness street
And now, here's your host, Bill Winters. And Mr. Throwback Thursday himself. Mr. Throwback Thursday himself. Roberts.
And a pleasant good day to everybody. Welcome to Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 507. Your two favorite idiots bringing you all the hip-hop news that, well, at least the stuff we could find anyway. Bill up in
talk about.
Bill up in New York, Jamie down in Virginia. How are you, my friend?
I am well. I would dare say that I'm perfect, but we're not going to get into that is patron only information at this point. I got my Jackass Lantern mug because it's about that time, and you have muted yourself.
I did because I coughed, and I didn't want to cough. I went with the Elements mug today because, it matches my hat.
Because you're feeling like uranium?
I'm feeling like Uranus. I'm exhausted today, man. I went back to skating this year after taking a year and a half off.
Not on Sundays.
No, not on Sundays. I have marked off. Well, I will do Sundays, but I don't do anything before 7 p.m. on Sundays. So that way I'm here for us. I'm here for my wife. I can do whatever I need to do. And then at the end of the night, it's like, okay, go make a little money. Yeah. But I don't have anything tonight, so that's good. And I won't have anything next week either because it's pumpkin picking day at the Winters household.
You gonna pick you a Jackass Lantern?
You know what? Pumpkin picking has gotten a lot cooler since the kids have gotten older. Mm-hmm. Because now
you drink.
We make two stops. We go to the first place that has their own cider distillery, and we sample all the different ciders, and we get one of us doesn't, but the rest of us will get relatively stupid when it comes to
Really drive.
No, usually, to be honest with you, usually I'm the driver, and I just get the ciders, and she somehow always seems to steal them.
Yeah.
And then we go to a different place to actually pick the pumpkins.
Nice.
Which is terrible, but it's fun.
Hey, every place got its purpose.
And now that the kids are older, we can do all that stuff. So.
Yeah.
But no, yesterday was a long day. It was my longest day since I've been back, and I left the house at 10:15, and I didn't get home until 8:30.
Mm-hmm. That's a day.
That's 5 games. That is, let's see, 3 of them were 45 minutes, so that's 90, 135, and then 2 of them were 30.
Math for the people.
Yeah, 2 of them were 36-minute games. So it ended up being like over 200 minutes of hockey that I actually was on my feet for. And
you got out there and you did that hockey?
I did the hockey.
All right.
I did. And I'm 53 years old, and my knees are letting me know it this morning. So
Sally O'Malley, and I'm 50.
53.
Yes.
Let's not get it just right. It's got to be perfect. So,
indeed.
I did get done up, but no, I didn't get hurt or anything. It's just I'm still trying to get myself back into game shape. So thankfully, the last game of the day, I didn't really have to skate very much because it was younger kids, and one team was
You just lean up against the boards.
one team was inherently better than the other. So it was basically drop the puck, move to the line, and just stand there and watch. Then they would score, pick up the puck, drop it again, stand there and watch. That was a slog through the mud.
Super exciting, yes.
Yeah, it was a slog. But you know what's not a slog?
Editing this show, because the fuck it is.
No, that I know. Especially after last week. And you know what? Kudos to you. You did yeoman's work trying to clean that chicken shit into chicken salad last week.
Yeah, I actually asked B not to play it last week. I said, look, dude, I'll send it to you to listen, but don't play it.
And
it's
and
one
B,
thing for people to listen to at their house or in the car and go, no, let me skip forward a little bit. Then a radio station to play it live on air and have choppy audio.
Yeah.
I said, please don't do that.
No, you'll lose all your listeners. But hopefully, knock on all 3 of them. 2 of which are us. Episode 507, we have our standard menu. We have some hip-hop headlines. Mm-hmm. We have a little bit of woo news. We have a one and done that I had never heard of, so I always appreciate when you do that. We have a record of the week from an artist that I have heard of, but we haven't talked about in a while.
We have not, no.
And we'll remind you who the artist of the month is. We got a couple more weeks of that. And an old to the new. And we hinted that we were going to have this as an old to the new, so
yes.
I will read some lyrics. If time permits, we'll have a foosball update. But we're just hoping that this show is better than average. Dare I say we are hoping that the show is
Perfect.
So, with that being said, let's get on the horse and saddle up. Would you please hit me with a little of that Triple H?
Yay.
This is hip hop head rock, Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Well, get on it. It's your time.
It is my toin. My toin will start with old versus new, which is kind of the premise of this show for the last 10 years for the most part. TheSource.com brings us this first piece of business. And we've talked in the past about this. We touched on it a little. Why older rappers are still selling out tours. Younger rappers are still struggling to do it. And we've touched on some of the reasons.
Canceling their shows. The younger artists, they've had to cancel for poor ticket sales.
And there's many reasons for that. We touched on a couple and we speculated on a couple in the past. Yeah. And this article basically proves what we had thought.
Yeah, because we don't attend these new shows, so we can't say, I was there and he did garbage. But, and speaking of classic hip-hop artists, I did acquire 2 tickets to see the motherfucking wizard Kool Keith.
I saw your post yesterday, so go enjoy some Black Elvis.
I will. Number one son is going with me.
Okay, very cool. And you're going to make up your little press tag? See if you can't get it.
It's a small place in Richmond. I've never been there, but I looked it up.
Yeah.
And it is, what did they call it? An intimate setting.
Yeah.
So, like, the stage is like a riser. So
wow.
So Keith's going to be at floor level with the people.
Cool. So hopefully you can show him your tag and say, "Hey, can I get a word?"
I will be wearing my Kool Keith.
Kool Keith is the musical genius that Kanye thinks he is.
Goddamn right I am.
You got to make a second one and have number one son wear it too.
I'll just put the Black Elvis profile on it.
There you go. See, you're all on it. But again, Kool Keith.
You to get on it.
Kool Keith gonna sell it. I mean, it's a small venue, yes, but he's gonna sell this thing out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Whereas these newer artists, like you said, are canceling shit because they can't sell tickets.
I mean, look at the Yankee Stadium show for the 50th.
It was sold out, and it ran 7 hours, 8 hours. Run DMC didn't get on stage until 1:15 a.m.
Yeah,
and people were still there.
Yeah, they remember. I don't know if I told you, and shit, it may have been this weekend. I may have missed it. I'm not sure. There was going to be a free hip hop show in DC. It was going to be on the National Mall.
Yes, you told me about this.
Okay,
I don't remember the date though.
Well, it changed because they had to change the venue because they feared the government shutdown at the time.
Yeah.
Well, they moved that event to National Stadium, which is where I saw Pink. But it is where the National League
Washington Nationals, yes.
So they moved it there, and it's a paid event now because so many people wanted to attend, and you can't get seats for that.
And again, classic artists. And the reasons why, basically the source is confirming what we said when we talked about it. It had to have been, about a month, 6 weeks ago?
Yeah, probably.
We talked about this. The fact that these artists have a catalog.
Yes.
This is the music we grew up with. This is the music that's ingrained in our brain.
Yes, those of us with the disposable income now. Yes.
They also know how to perform in front of people. A lot of these new rappers are not stage people.
And that's one of the big things for me. You go to see, just say we've seen EPMD a few times. Eric Parrish and Diamond put on a show because they came up putting on shows, performing, okay, I got a group of people around me. I better step up and do something a little different.
And that's the problem with the new artists. They don't do that. They basically, they film themselves. This is how the new artists get their break.
Yeah. Soulja Boy did that.
Yeah, he was the first one. He was the guy basically invented.
And as much as I don't like him, he did very well for himself.
I was going to say that was actually a brilliant move on his part.
Yes.
But that's what it is. These people are trained to perform in front of a selfie stick as opposed to in front of people. So they don't know how to interact and read the room
They
of
are
people.
rappers, not MCs.
Right. And half of them are borderline rappers.
Yeah.
They also, probably because they all sound alike, I can't imagine there's a whole lot of fan base. And I wanted to ask you about this.
Like some of these, not all of them, like back a few years ago when there was Da Baby and Lil Baby, when we were like, who the hell, why do they have the same name? Dudes were huge.
Yeah.
Like, then I think Da Baby is one of the ones who had to cancel like multiple shows on a tour because people weren't coming out.
Right.
So the same way that they get fans is the same way the fans want to view them. They don't want to go out to a show to see the guy that they watch on YouTube.
No, they'd sit and watch a live stream on YouTube.
I believe that, yes.
But as much as I am not a fan of hers, Taylor Swift is doing it all right. She's selling out massive shows. Massive shows.
He has a movie in the theater right now.
And that's what I was going to say. And then she filmed the shows for the people who couldn't get tickets.
Yeah.
And apparently the movie theaters are like concerts.
Yes.
The people aren't sitting in their seats. They're up dancing and singing, and it's crazy. I saw videos of the inside of a theater of a screening of this Taylor Swift Eras thing. I don't like her, but she is probably one of the more brilliant business people.
Yeah.
We have seen in a long time. She blows Master P out of the water.
Yeah.
And Sarah's right. Stage management is, as somebody who has been on stage for different types of things. I have done theater, not in a long time, but I have done theater.
Yeah.
I have done stand-up.
Yep. Shout out to Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. Jimmy was a nice kid back then. I mean, that's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
He was a kid back then.
Yeah.
But he, it is a, I don't want to, I guess Sarah's right. It is an art.
DJ'd though.
I've DJ'd. I've done weddings. You know,
So you have to understand.
I've emceed things.
Yeah,
so
how the crowd is responding to what you're doing to know if you should keep doing it or if you should change something.
Yeah. So I don't think a lot of these.
No, the cell phone doesn't give you that feedback. So you can't train for it at this stage.
Unless you're reading the comments that are scrolling on the bottom like, this is garbage. This sucks.
Stop what you're doing and go, hold on, what? Okay.
Oh, you know, Joe Shit the Ragman 46 doesn't like what I'm doing, you know?
Yep.
Whereas in an actual concert, you get that immediate feedback.
Right.
There is nothing that will change your set quicker than a shit ton of booze.
And that's the thing. They don't know how to adapt to that. That's the problem.
As somebody who has been heckled when he's done stand-up, you get that first heckle, and it's war mode.
But it's a quick pause because if you've never had it done to you, you have to process what just happened.
It's exactly what. Let me tell you a quick story of how it happened.
Go for it.
I was doing a show, doing a comedy contest, and it was over in New Paltz. The entire crowd was wearing NASCAR shit. So I broke out my NASCAR joke. You know, NASCAR standing for non-athletic sports centered around rednecks.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, people are laughing, and I get this drunk woman that yells out of the back, "You suck!"
You jackass.
And I went, "Oh fuck, it's on now." I said, "I'm sorry. What did you say?" She goes, "I said you suck." And I'm like, "I've never been heckled before. How do I handle this? Do I just ignore it or do I tackle her?" And then, thankfully, well, Sarah's kind of on the right track here. So the wheels started turning, and within about 5 seconds, I processed the heckle, and I came up with a response on the fly. I said, "Okay, I suck. So you do realize," I said to her, I said, "Ma'am, you realize this is a contest, right?" "Yeah." "And the winners gets paid, like cash." "Yeah." I said, "So, and you're going to help me. when I win, we'll have something in common. We'll both get paid to suck. And the whole room just went, wah! And it was, basically, I ended up winning the contest. And Mark Cooper, rest his soul, from PDH, one of the greatest guys I've ever met in my life, actually became a very good friend of mine, came up to me after and goes, your material was good. Your handling of the heckler is what won you the show. And I went, great. And then, of course, I stole the Robin Harris line because she kept going. And I said, somebody put something in her mouth because my zipper's stuck.
Stuck. Yeah.
So I stole the Robin Harris line, but I figured he was dead already. He wasn't going to say anything. But that's what it is. I was on stage.
Yeah.
I read the room, and I had the wherewithal to respond to it. I don't think newer rappers in front of a crowd would know how to respond. God forbid their background track starts skipping or whatever, and none of them perform live, really.
No.
And this is, kind of what they're dealing with. On the flip side, these are the reasons why old school rappers, according to this article, succeed on tour: because of the catalog, because of the stage presence, because of the established fan base, because people like you and me have been following these guys forever. Yeah. And there's a nostalgia factor. People, whether they want to admit it or not, harken back to the good old days and when I was a kid. And nostalgia is a huge thing. You and I still do it weekly for this, but we still talk about, even in our private conversations, about, this reminds me of sitting. And by the way, I drove to the swim and tennis club the other day just for shits. I think the whole thing shut down now.
Well, it's good. Elitist piece of shit. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, pretty much. But they weren't elitist to us on Saturday and Friday nights when the thing was closed, and we just pull. Yeah,
we use the parking lot.
Yeah. So on the flip side, here's the challenges that the source says that the younger rappers face is that oversaturation. Mm-hmm. Everybody, it seems, is TikTok famous and becomes a recording artist.
Yep.
Lack of catalog depth because, one, they don't have records anymore.
Right.
They just release songs. And Sarah basically saying what we were alluding to.
Yeah.
There was no other way. We didn't have digital.
No, there was
they had
YouTube and TikTok.
Yeah. Inexperience. And that's what it says here. Young rappers have raw talent. They often lack stage presence and live performance skills that come with years of practice. Captivating an audience requires more than just a good flow. It demands charisma and understanding of how to work a crowd. Mm-hmm. And that's something, as Enzo Amore would used to say, and you can't teach that. And finally, they say that the fan base is evolving. It says the fan base of younger rappers is generally younger and more fickle. Fickle!
The fickle
Trends change rapidly in the world of hip-hop, and maintaining a flow can be challenging when your audience is constantly seeking the next big thing. Yeah. And that's a huge thing, too. They'll listen to somebody for a couple of months. All right, what's next?
Yeah. And that's why we can't keep up with the new artists, unless you are a talent. Because there's so many rappers, but unless you are a talent that, like, take Drake. I don't like him, but obviously the dude's got some talent because people follow him, and he's still around.
He is.
J. Cole.
He's just.
These guys are still.
J. Cole, I've listened to. Mm-hmm. J. Cole has talent. I don't think Drake has a whole lot of talent. I think Drake is an auto-tune master where every song sounds the same.
He just put out a new album. I just haven't listened.
It sounds like his last 5.
I try to give him all a shot, especially since he talks shit about Joe Budden, but
He talks shit about Rihanna on this latest album. And it's like, dude, that was 100 years ago. As I forget what movie it was. Sometimes you gotta let the past be past. Oh, it was iRobot.
Well,
it was Will Smith's grandmother telling him in iRobot. So, see? Oh, and that's another freaking story. And we don't have any news on it, but this whole Will Smith Jada thing.
Yep. I
it.
So I think I sent
over
you the thing that Vin Rock posted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just tired of Jada.
I'm over Jada Pinkett, Shakur, whatever that other dude, Alsani Smith. You know, man, that woman's got more dicks going through her than you'd have to double park yours on her ass for an hour to make room. But anyway,
I don't know. I heard her say,
I like 3 hard dicks a lot.
But I don't,
all at once, apparently.
that's a Travis Kelce commercial.
Last
2 things at the same time.
Last thing on these new artists, and only because it's top of mind. Did you watch Saturday Night Live last night for the first time in forever?
No, I have it on the recording.
Okay, I have recorded it too.
I heard that T Swizzle introduced Ice Spice.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Did you listen to Ice Spice?
No,
I have not listened to Ice Spice. That seems to be the big flavor of the month right now.
Mm-hmm. But do you have the fever for the flavor?
No. No, I have no urge to listen to an Ice Spice.
Yeah. No, I will. I can say I've never listened to her. I'm not going to say I've never heard her because I don't know. I've never listened to her. When she comes on SNL, I will try. And then I will fast forward.
And then you will let me know because I just can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard Kelsey and T Swizzle made appearances.
Yeah, they did, from what I understand.
Yeah, no, I'll watch it later, before the Jets game, probably.
Boy, the Jets are in for a world of hurt this weekend too.
I'm telling you, they're going to cover.
You know who's in for a world of hurt this week?
Who's that?
BET, because Talib is mad.
He is now. You know, he didn't ask whose man's this was this time.
I was just gonna say, how can you ask if a network is this your man's? Because is this your network? Is this your network?
he kind of has a point. I mean,
he does.
He's gone Melly Mel on this one.
Mm-hmm.
But he does have a point. The People's Party is a very well produced podcast. They have big name guests all the time from all over the world, all different industries. It's very well done. You know, I have no issue with Talib except for on social media.
Right. Now, BET Hip Hop Awards every year has a best hip hop platform category.
Yes, which
by the
broad category.
Yeah. You know what Talib and us have in common?
Neither one of us won that award.
Neither one of us have been nominated. That's his problem. Not so much that he hasn't won, but they haven't even nominated him. So that's what he says. You know, BET is pissing in his Cheerios because him and Charlemagne the God are questioning why Revolt TV, this show by this young Miami.
Yeah. Doesn't Piss Dookie own Revolt TV or something?
Yes, I'm sure he does. And her podcast, Carisha Please, is that what that is?
Carisha, yes.
Beat out his popular morning radio show. Now, the other people that were up for
I'm not a fan of Charlemagne either, but
no, I'm not either. We've said he's kind of a CV.
Yeah.
But this is the people
they have a very
who were
popular show.
They do. Here's who was nominated. And again, I don't know who this Carisha Please, this young Miami. I know the name. Never listened to it. But here's the other nominations. Hip Hop DX. So apparently,
Because it's a platform.
Websites are a platform too, which makes sense. Drink Champs, the Joe Budden podcast, $1 million worth of game, Double XL, Spotify's Rap Caviar, and All Hip Hop. They were also up for the award, but Young Miami won it, and she's won it 2 years in a row.
Oh, she is one half of City Girls, by the way.
And I know just as much now after that statement as I did before.
Yes.
So, Talib, yo, BET, is this your man's? I didn't talk my shit last year, but I'm talking my shit this year. Talib is angry. He's talking his shit.
He is. He's not back on his bullshit. He's talking his shit.
At See the God and at DJ Envy are onto something here. There is no better hip-hop podcast than People's Party, period. We go far beyond gossip and clickbait and provide actual service to the community. And to a point, he's right.
Yes.
He says, I don't care about awards normally. You know, who gives a fuck about a goddamn Grammy? But I have a hard-working crew, and they deserve recognition. So that's basically him saying, yo, this ain't for me. This is for my peoples.
Yes, exactly.
And I can respect that.
Yes.
We have a hard-working crew, too.
We do, very.
We have you who works hard putting the show together every week. We have the IT department who's hard at work making sure that last week was a one-off because there was nothing she could do about the issues we faced. We have a hard-working research department.
We do.
We have a hard-working posse. That's part of our crew.
A QA division.
The QA division, absolutely. Well, no, he sucks because
Jackass.
he says nobody does the research we do. Nobody asks better questions than we do. Nobody dives as deep into this culture on a journalistic level as we do.
I'm going to argue those first 2 points, but he doesn't know about us, so.
Yeah. So, but we weren't nominated either. Maybe if we were nominated, he'd understand.
Maybe.
Or at least just give a little bit of professional respect.
Yes.
The difference is we're not professionals. We're idiots.
Yes. Professionals get paid.
But normally I'm like you. Anything that comes up lately, Talib has been for me a lot like Professor Griff. When you see his name, you're like, oh, what shit show are we getting into now?
Yes, but really, it's only on social media. I haven't seen too much news about things that he's done that I disagree or was offended by.
But he's on point here.
Mm-hmm.
He is on point. There's a lot of people could be nominated for this. I would say Ambrosia for Head should be nominated, but technically I don't know if they still exist. They just keep popping out articles. But you don't want to piss off Talib.
No.
Because then you know he's going to go on his social media. Is this your man's? Is this your man's?
Yes, lately everyone who's disagreeing with him is a Nazi.
Hotsy totsy Nazi, according to the producers. Yes, that's my theater background coming back out.
Yes.
Billboard brings us our next article. So Deaf. Jermaine Dupri. 30 years of So Deaf. No. Yeah. 30 years of So Deaf. With a star-studded medley at the Hip Hop Awards, the 2023 BET Hip Hop Awards, which you only watch for the Cypher anyway.
And I didn't even record it this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, did they have one this year? I didn't even know.
There was no commercials or fanfare leading up to it, so I missed that it actually happened. And then in my social media exploration, I didn't see anyone say, man, did you see these guys? So I don't care.
Nope.
Plus, Talib didn't win.
and that's enough to... And we weren't even nominated, so...
Exactly, so...
Boycott
Fuck
the BET. That came out of nowhere. That was great.
We were very much...
We want some brothers on the wall, man. And it's funny, because we're not even brothers. So...
We're not.
But anyway, So So Def celebrated their 30th anniversary at this BET Hip Hop Awards, and they broke out some big names.
They did.
So
Did they
Jermaine
bring out
Dupri
Cross?
No, because Chris is unfortunate. And it's so funny you mentioned that, because at one of the games yesterday, they like to play music in between whistles. And this one person who was doing the music for one of the games was just playing all that 80s, 90s hip hop stuff. And Chris Cross came on. And I actually said to her,
jump.
No, but I said to her, I said, you know one of them's dead, right? And she goes, yeah, I had heard that. And it was a conversation I was not expecting to have at the ice rink yesterday. But
the day when there were two Chris's.
Yeah, so I guess Dupree
Totally crossed out style.
Dupree did jump. He performed it.
Nice.
He had a customized Atlanta Braves jersey, which probably is not a good thing to wear with the way they spit the bit this week. But yeah, he's like, back in 91, I was sitting in my room and I wrote this song before performing Jump.
Mm-hmm.
And then out came Luda and out came Nelly, I believe, showed up, and Bow Wow showed up, and
the Brat was there.
The Brat was there, the first platinum female hip hop artist, which is still a trivia question that most people, I think, would get wrong.
Yep.
But congratulations to them, man. 30 years and they're still doing it.
Yeah.
And as much as we make fun of Nelly and his hot shit and all that shit, but the guy's still doing his thing. So and I guarantee you play country grammar at a wedding reception or something, you're going to get people up to dance to it. So, or Hot in Here. I mean, the guy knew his audience.
Yeah.
Stage presence.
And the St. Lunatics.
He, again, unlike the young artists, he knew what worked.
Yeah.
So we tie that back to the first article. But, yeah, it was apparently a pretty cool performance. Might have been, as far as we know, the highlight of the BET Awards, because I haven't heard a thing about a Cypher this year.
No, and that's usually something you stumble on somewhere. I mean, especially with
the day after, yeah, usually it's, yo, did you hear what so-and-so did?
Especially with all of the classic hip-hop artists that I follow on multiple platforms, one of them usually says, hey, did you see? No, there was nothing. So,
like, I still get people who repost your post of Redman.
Of the Death Squad?
The Death Squad, because that one was
6 years ago.
It was still the best one they ever had. And there's still people who talk about the Eminem ripping on Donald Trump one from a few years ago, too.
Yeah.
But that one, when Reggie opens it, that's why that was so good. I mean, if you're going to have an opener,
it's on our Facebook page because I get the same notification you do. Somebody shared. I'm like, what did they share? I'm like, oh, yeah.
That's why I never like the term curtain jerker in wrestling.
Yeah.
You got to get somebody who's going to get that crowd into it right off the bat.
Johnny
Ain't
Cena.
nobody better than Reggie Noble at getting a crowd hyped up in the beginning. Just don't bring your phones out. Reggie will be angry.
Because he is
a hot topic, Nickelback. Concrete Jungle, our next article, comes to us from themusicuniverse.com, and I'm pretty sure we've never used that because it's not muted.
Are you familiar with Concrete Jungle?
I have heard the name.
Okay.
I'm not terribly familiar with it, just on a peripheral level.
The reason I found out about them in the first place is they did a Black Elvis figure. They make statues.
You sent me a picture of that. That's probably where I picked it up from originally.
Yeah, I don't know what size they are, but and I think we did the ODB one on here because they were talking about making an ODB one where he was coming through the Brooklyn Bridge and and they have I believe they had a Czarface one. And I know I have seen the Inspect the Deck one where he's Inspect the Decks in a hoodie. They have multiple like interchangeable heads and hands and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's on this bomb and he's riding it like a surfboard, and it says atomically on it.
Nice.
Yeah. So they do a lot of cool shit. There's a Red Man one. There's a Method Man one. There's a Nas one. I think he did a Rakim, but this is the first one I've seen with more than one person on it.
Mm-hmm. And this would be the people who we talked about last week as having the highest selling record of all time now?
The number one selling, because it's a double album. But anyway,
that's kind of what we figured too. But still, if you think about that, what is it? 13 million they sold of this now?
I think it's 13 times platinum. So whatever platinum is, yes.
That platinum is $1 million.
Yeah, then 13 million, yes.
13 million for a double album. Technically, that's 26 million albums sold.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive as fuck.
It is, especially since people don't buy albums. Well, now they're starting to again, but
yeah, and we're talking, of course, about the guy whose breath smells like birdseed, and the guy who asked him, "Why does your breath smell like birdseed?"
The man who plays the flute in airports.
Flute your flute, Greg. Greg Warren comic. Look him up. It's funny. He talks about he played clarinet in the band, and his friend always called it a flute. So he's like, "Who's your favorite football player, Greg?" "Doug Flutie." "Who's your second favorite?" "Brian Piccolo." It was so funny. I heard that one again the other day, and I laughed like the first time I heard it 20 years ago. But Mass Appeal got together with Hip Hop 50 and Concrete Jungle. They are doing a limited release of an Outcast figurine.
Yes.
And this Outcast figurine pays homage to Andre and Big Boy on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of Aquemini.
Yes.
Now, again,
Peter
this
Melts
is
and Patty Melts and Monte Carlo or El Dorados and
best-selling rap album of all time, Speaker Box, The Love Below, but the actual figurine is based off of Aquemini.
yes.
15-pound statue.
Yeah.
See? Cranky knows it. Cranky knows it.
The man knows some strange stuff.
Gonna hit him with your flute, Greg. 15-pound, 2 replaceable heads for Andre and Big Boy. Mm-hmm. Fans will also have the option of purchasing an assigned effigy. Why would you want that? And I just don't like the word effigy. Whenever I hear effigy, I'm thinking hung in. You know, not a term I want to use. Because we are
my right hand man is my mic stand man. Oh,
as Cat Williams would say, we are Caucasians from the mountain of Caucasus. I do not want to say anything about African Americans in the word effigy.
No.
That baby is born with an 800 credit score. That is not my child.
All I think of though is Mo D's I Go to Work.
Mm-hmm. Like a doctor.
If he's a sucker, hang him to the left of me because my right hand man is my mic stand
in. Yeah, but Mo D can say anything he wants. Mo D was just cooler than shit.
Yeah.
Another artist who I liked before we started doing this show, but I've gained a great appreciation for since we started this show.
And he's a giant hip hop fan because I stood.
Yeah, you said he was on the side of the stage just watching other people perform at the Yo show.
He was in the audience.
Just going, this is great.
Yeah. Yep.
Mo Hondas. Good dude. Obey Giant is our next one.
It is.
Posse in Effect.
Got flavor term. Oh, no.
No, this is a Beastie Boys mural in New York City. ObeyGiant.com brings us this.
Davey Doo sent me this one.
Davey Doo been sending us a lot of stuff lately.
Yeah.
Davey Doo just attended a Boston College women's hockey game.
He attends a lot of Boston College stuff.
that honored the first African-American female hockey player who was also the first multi-sport female athlete at Boston College. So I learned something from Davey Dew's post this week.
Nice.
So Davey Dew's a great dude.
He is.
So Obey Giant, they come out and they said, we just completed an 8-story Beastie Boys mural as part of the New York City Hip Hop 50 celebration. It's at the corner of 14th and Avenue A. So you can, I don't know if you can pop up a picture of this thing.
Well, let me see what I can see. I pull up the article.
Shepherd, it's so funny. I had no idea who that was. My kids used to love all of this stuff, and that name Shepherd Ferry came up all the time from them. And I'm like, what is Shepherd Ferry? Is that a wrestler's name? I have no idea what that is. And Wyatt had educated me at the time. No, he's he's an artist. He's brilliant. And then they discovered Banksy and forgot all about Shepherd Ferry. But yeah, that's a freaking building. The whole mural is a building.
Yeah. So you can see all the air conditioning units over here on the top of on the first story.
You know what though? That's brilliant.
Yeah.
That is really brilliant.
I would dare say it's
Perfect.
Yes. And it's on the street, so people could be fighting over it. So
yes.
But yeah, the guy who did this, he goes, the mural's based on a License to Ill era Beasties photo by Glenn Friedman, who shot the cover for Check Your Head. And the article author says, I liked Run DMC and the hip hop from Beat Street and Breakin'. I felt awkward being into hip hop as a white kid.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard, yeah. License to Ill was instantly infectious and a thrilling sonic encapsulation of bratty teen rebellion. That's a lot of words. Basically, and I think this echoes a lot of people. There were a lot of Caucasus like us from the mountain of Caucasus who liked hip hop, who wouldn't share their love of the music because for one reason or another they would get hammered for it.
Yeah.
I got hammered for it from my father. That's not real music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and guess what, Dad? John Wayne didn't shoot people in the movies either. So
what?
I used to give him that argument all the time. He used to get so pissed at me when I would say shit like that. He would do the same thing with wrestling too. That's fake, right? Yeah, and John Wayne didn't really shoot people, right, Dad?
Yeah.
But anyway, this is a cool ass. And I was just in the city about a week and a half ago. If I had known that this was a thing, I would have went and taken a picture of it.
Yeah. Well, you still can.
Well, I can now, but I don't have any need to go into the city anytime soon. We were down there to
last week, right?
Yeah, last Wednesday, just to spend a day. I took a day off from work because I found out I have sick time, which I didn't know I had. So I took a sick day.
To see Cool Keys.
I don't have that much sick time. But yeah, it's a really, really cool mural, and it's one of those things that the next time I can't imagine it's not going to be there for a while. So
no, because it's not at ground level; it's on top of a building, on the side of another building. Mm-hmm. So it's not something that somebody's going to paint over quickly.
No. So the next time I'm down there, I'm going to have to head over to Avenue A and 14th, and get a picture of it. So next article you've just entitled "Yo."
Yeah.
Wasn't that the name of the guy who served you coffee one time?
Oh God, yes, it was. The guy with the red sweatpants.
Yeah, I love to bring this story up just to get you to roll your eyes.
God, that was at Wendy's, I think. One
of these days, Jamie will get into the full story of his friend Yo. Now,
out there
Paramount Plus, I have had scripts to on a couple of occasions, and I'll watch it for a while, and then I'll be like, "There's nothing on here." I'll cancel it, and then something else will come out and be like, "Okay, I'll renew it." But now, Yo MTV Raps Classic is on Paramount Plus.
2 full seasons.
That might be enough for me to keep it.
Yeah, so it's 50.
So between the 50th
episodes each.
I love the way they started this. Between the 50th anniversary celebrations, and other than the fact that it says TikTok videos, because we don't do those, but it's TikTok videos of middle-aged men giving mumble rap the gas face. That we do. We just don't do it on the tiki-talkie. And various online feuds about legacy artists being shut out of the radio. But now, 2 seasons of Yo MTV Raps Classic.
Yes.
On Paramount Plus. So if you have the urge to go back in time and see Fab Five Freddy interviewing...
The first episode is there because it's all of season 1, all of season 2. So you get to see Run DMC host the first episode.
Yep.
And then you get Yo on the weekends, which was Fab Five. You get Yo Today, which was Ed and Dre and T Money. You get to see them go. Like Fab Five Freddy used to go places. He
was the man on the street.
Yeah, he went to Jersey and hung out with Queen Latifah and the 45 King in one of the episodes.
Yep.
And then
because Fab Five Freddy said that everybody's fly. Yep.
Yeah, he was riding around the back of a pickup truck.
But the cool thing with this is now you get to see a lot of the guys who unfortunately are no longer with us. There's an episode where he's talking to Quest, and Fife is there, and episode with him talking to Tupac, and and
Dude,
you just see what kind of
Tupac went off.
And again, that's the charisma factor. That's how these guys presented themselves. They had that avenue. There's no TV show like that now for these guys to do. So that's why they're on YouTube and stuff. And I think maybe, you can release videos and shit like that, but until you do an actual show where somebody's, there's a back and forth, there's a dialogue where you can present who you are, as opposed to just, this is me, this is my hot jam, listen to this, and it's going to sound just like the one you heard from somebody else named Young or Little or whatever.
Yeah. There's a Heavy D episode where he's in studio with Ed and Dre, and he performs.
Another one who's not with us anymore that you get to go back and check out. And
plus, you get to watch a lot of the videos that you don't remember the video. You may not have heard the song back then. Maybe you've heard the song here. Yeah. Now you can go back and catch the video and like, oh, I understand how, Jamie and Bill got into this because this is a cool video. Like, you see the Words of Manifest video from Gangstar, which is the one that grabbed me right away.
Yeah. I was going to say, wasn't that the precipice of your Gangstar fandom?
When you see Guru standing up there on stage looking like he could be Malcolm X, I mean, because they look so much alike, you're like, holy shit, who is this guy?
And that voice, that was the first time we heard that voice, and nobody since then sounds like him.
No.
And nobody since then produces or cuts a record like Primo.
Like Preem? Fuck no.
But again, the minute you hear a Preem scratch, it's Preem. I don't know how that happens. It's like certain guitar players. The minute you hear the way somebody's guitar sounds, it's like I can tell a Mark Knopfler riff right off the bat. I can tell a B.B. King riff right off the bat. I can tell a John Mayer guitar riff right off the bat. I can tell a Brad Paisley guitar sound. It's ridiculous how the same instrument could probably be played by different people and sound completely different.
Tom Morello.
Tom Morello's a fucking genius. If you like guitar and you're a fan of Game of Thrones,
I'm not.
There is a YouTube video out. Have you ever heard the theme though?
No. I watched half of one episode and I said, this show is so fucking stupid. And I never went back.
It's got a great theme. And there's a YouTube video of a shit ton of guitarists and their take on the Game of Thrones theme, including the guy who wrote it, as well as Paisley's on there, Morello's on there, Nuno Betancourt's on there, just a whole bunch of different guys, and they break into solos. And when Morello goes off, it's just, I mean, the man makes his guitar sound like a fucking dragon, and I have no idea how he does it.
No one knows how he does what he does.
He's a fucking genius.
Yep.
He's damn near a savant. That's how genius he is.
And do you know what he did when he was younger?
He was very heavily into hip hop, wasn't he?
He was a male stripper.
Morello was a stripper too?
He was. Yeah.
Crazy. Just crazy.
Yep.
As opposed to being a female stripper. Maybe he transitioned. I don't know.
You never know.
I love when people say that. You know, if a guy's a stripper, he's not just a stripper. He's a male stripper.
He is.
Does that mean he finds other men and takes their clothes off? I'm a male stripper. I'll go up to a male and rip his clothes off. What are you doing? I'm stripping this male.
He's
just
a male
another
stripper.
one.
He's not a paint stripper.
It's just another one of those phrases that doesn't make any sense to me. 35 years of perfection is our final article for Hip Hop Headlines today. There is an album that turns 35 next month, and that's a real anniversary.
It is.
Not like 27, not like 32.
And if there is one out there, this album is
Perfect.
This would be it. In fact, it might be, and you've said it in the past, this is the one album you would have people listen to who have never listened to hip-hop music before,
Yes.
to introduce them to what hip-hop music is.
Yes.
35 years old next month. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. Which I'm not ready to accept that record is 35 years old, because it just means that we're old, and it means that Chuck and Flav are getting advanced in age. I don't want to say they're old, but they are not as young as they used to be. They are classic. They were classic from the minute they picked up a mic. For completely different reasons. I don't know. I mean, yes, we talked about Outkast before. I'm trying to think of other crews where there's two main people, at least two, who are so completely different from one another in their sound and their style. I mean, Big Boy is completely different from Andre. They have a different style. They have Daryl and Joe are
their styles are very different.
Yeah, Daryl is more precise, I think.
Yes.
Joe is more just off the cuff, you know, a little bit more. I don't want to say more energetic. Manic is a good word. I think that's a really good word. Andre, fucking loon.
Genius.
Big Boy, a little bit more reserved, but still in his own way. They're both brilliant in their own way. Yeah. Not the biggest Outkast fan. I like. Yeah, but you can't count that.
What? He is so many people.
That would be like saying Shock G and Humpty Hump.
They were very different.
They were very different.
People in there.
In one brain, yeah. Kind of like Easy Q and Derek B.
Yeah.
But is there any bigger dichotomy between people than Chuck and his militaristic and just laser-like focus on lyrics and topics, and the craziness that is unhinged Flavor Flav?
Yeah, that's. I don't even know. And it's that's is like the quintessential hype man, but he is so far beyond that as a personality. You know, he's not just out there. Yeah, Chuck. No, he is.
He lives the gimmick.
Yeah, he is larger than life.
And he is, I come to find out over the last couple months, probably the biggest Swiftie that there is right now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. He hypes her up more than anybody right now, and not a bad wagon to hitch to.
No.
If you are if you're an artist. But that record, the record that you have determined to be perfect.
Perfect.
There it is. Being reissued to celebrate the 35th anniversary of the record and the 50th anniversary of hip hop. You can pre-order the reissue at publicenemy.lnk.to, or it should be out on Amazon Music, I think. That's the only service that it's going to be on. I don't think the reissue is going to be on Spotify or anything, at least not right away.
And don't go to publicnme.me because that's Griff's weird site.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the legitimate Public Enemy
Which is
website.
funny because this is NME that brings us this article, which I think is kind of funny. The release arrives November 10th.
That's my
Either a
dad's birthday.
2 or 4 LP set. The 4 LP set contains bonus tracks from the deluxe CD, including instrumental and a cappella mixes. So if you just want to get the beats, you got that. If you just want to get Chuck, like spoken word lyrics, you get that.
You can't handle the Chuck.
It comes with linear notes from Chuck and Flav. I wonder if Flavs are written in crayon. That's so stupid. I can't believe I said that. But Chuck said of the release, he's like, thanks to Run DMC, LL Cool J, and Houdini, we knew that hip-hop albums could explode on cassette. At about the same time, Bomb Squad producer Hank Shockley was the manager of a record store, and he would point out how rock bands like Iron Maiden, Rolling Stones, and even Springsteen were getting the most out of the album concept. So we took that and went further with it. It Takes a Nation, we approached it like a rock band. It ended up becoming part of rap's evolution from a singles-driven genre into the dawn of rap's album age. And again, Chuck bringing complete truth to that, because up until that point, yes, Run DMC had albums and stuff too.
Oh, of course.
But this was the first, maybe the first album, cassette, CD, whatever you had it on. It was cassette for us.
Cassette, yeah.
Where you didn't skip a song, you didn't fast forward. The minute side 1 ended, you immediately flipped that bastard and went to side 2. And the minute side 2 ended, you immediately flipped that bastard and went back to side 1 and started it again. So,
yeah, Chuck says, what's the one? Is he say Tougher Than Leather is the perfect album to him?
yes.
Yeah. No, I would have to go back through the Tougher Than Leather track listing to see if there's anything that I would skip.
So here's the track listing. The first 4 sides are all the regular stuff.
Right.
Side E, Bring the Noise, No Noise version.
So that would be the acapella.
I don't know. Bring the Noise, No Noise instrumental. Maybe without the
Without the Bomb Squad production, yeah.
Bring the Noise, No Noise a cappella. And then Rebel Without a Pause, instrumental.
Nice.
Night of the Living Bassheads, anti-high blood pressure encounter mix.
It was the night.
Listen to this. Night of the Living Bassheads, Terminator X meets DST and Chuck Chill Out instrumental mix.
I'm there for that one.
The Edge of Panic. Terminator X to the Edge of Panic. No Need to Panic radio version. The Rhythm, the Rebel a cappella. Prophets of Rage power version.
Ooh.
Caught, Can We Get a Witness? Pre-Black Steel Ballistic Felony dub.
Okay, player.
B-side Wins Again, original version. And then Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos instrumental. I would bump that one all day just because that driving beat in the back. That's one of the reasons That's my favorite song on the record.
Well, you have the option to do so.
I do indeed, and it's available on Amazon Music. This may be worth. You know me. I'm very conscious with spending money on exorbitant things. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it for my wife and my kids and all that stuff.
Right.
I don't buy a lot of stuff for myself, but this one I might bite the bullet and actually say, you know what? If it's $80, I'll work an extra men's league game at 10 o'clock at night because I get $80 a game for those. And I will say, this one's for me.
This one
And
me and my DJ.
There you go. Me and my partner. And me and my partner have reached the end of Hip Hop Headlines for episode number 507. So we are going to take our first break of the day. And when we come back, we're going to have a little woo news, and then we're going to get into some music on Mr. Throwback Thursday, the non-BET nominated podcast. Yo, whose man's is this?
We are most definitely not.
Coming right back at you.
Let's see what I can find, Sean. Do I have a Talib quote? No, I don't have a drop from it.
I wish we did. We just need one. We just need one that says, yo, is this your man's? Is this your man's?
Whose man's is this? Let's see, Sean.
Chaw.
Oh, for those of you who are actually here, we're going to have a special guest next week.
Yes. A special guest whom we played a little bit of last week.
We did indeed. We'll put that there. We'll put that there. We'll put it in Firemouth. We'll
Put it in Firemouth.
How much is Baltimore up by now? 2 touchdowns?
Oh, I don't even know. I wasn't even
I don't
watching.
either. The only reason I even remembered it was on is because my phone buzzed at me. I'm like, what the hell?
It's updating.
And it was
You're like, oh.
it was Lamar Jackson threw a touchdown to Zay Flowers. That was my notification.
I think I got Mark Andrews in the Briscoe Sanders in that game right now. So hit him with a fruit, Greg.
He has 2 catches for 27 yards, by the way, Mark Andrews. I just pulled it up. They were up 18-3. And for everybody who ran out and grabbed Tajay Spears, he's got 1 rush for 1 yard.
Let's see if I can find it here.
Oh, we're just starting the third.
Greg played flute. flute, man. Greg.
You are the only one here.
Cranky's quoting the whole fucking routine and then hit him with fruit, Greg. Flute man, flute to flute, Greg. Greg the flute man.
What league is this? This is one of Curtis's leagues.
Huey. His friend Huey Baker.
I'm playing Hugo this week. I did not know I was playing Hugo this week.
Greg Warren's album's called One Star Wonder. And he talks about being the flute man.
Briscoe Sanders League. I am up 30-0 on the Beer Boys.
Nice. There, I put it in there for everybody if you want to hear about Greg the Flute Man.
Go check that out after the show.
Yeah, it's funny as fuck, though.
How do I have 38 points in this? Oh, I had Kansas City's defense and Harrison Butker.
Harrison Butker got me like 14 points last week.
I got 17 out of him this week, and then in the Briscoe Sanders League,
Yeah,
I lost it. That's Curtis's league. In Briscoe Sanders League, I have Justin Tucker, who has 13 points already at the half.
nice.
Travis Kelce only has 17.
Fantasy home. Let's see. Because I started a fantasy hockey team again. But it's simple to do that because all you got to do is just hit start active players for the entire week. And basically it'll set your roster for you.
That's some of my football is getting like that where I just need the active ones to start to fill the roster because I got so many people on IR.
So that way you can flute, Greg.
So I'm putting the money down. Jets to cover.
What's the spread? I didn't even look.
Last time it was 6.5.
Okay.
I want to bet them to win, but I can't do that.
Because that's not going to happen.
I bet them to win last week and they won.
Yeah, but this is the Eagles.
Not the Broncos. Yeah, line is 6.5. Minus 110. They're only plus 240 to win, so Vegas also believes it's not completely out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, but
the realm of probability.
But then I found out that Sauce Gardner's out.
Yeah.
So that's a little rough.
And Zach Wilson is in. That's also rough.
You know what? That guy did everything he could to manage the game last week. Yeah. Gave him a victory. Didn't throw a fucking touchdown and fucked you over on that.
Yeah. that was a good payout.
It would have been a great payout for you. Yeah.
One touchdown. That's all I had to do. But no.
No.
All right. My today bet, Jets to cover. But I have a same game parlay for the Jets. Breece Hall to score. Jalen Hurts to throw a touchdown. Breece Hall over 60 yards, 59.5, whatever. Over 60 yards rushing. And Dalvin Cook to get 10 yards rushing. That's a $5 bet, pays 35.
I think that's probably a good thing. Yeah, I think that's doable.
And then my big 4-game parlay is Falcons over Commanders, Bengals over Seahawks, Niners to cover 9.5, and Miami to cover 13.5.
I think you do all right.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
Cranky asking about throwing bombs and banging moms, Zach. Yes.
Yes, that is.
I don't know if you can just fucking glare. God damn it. Can't see the team name.
Is that your team name?
Yeah, throwing bombs and banging moms.
Throwing bombs and banging moms. Nice. There's a big thing. People were like, yes, after the Chiefs game, Zach Wilson left with Mama Kelsey.
Yeah.
I was like, Kelsey really? Yeah. I thought that was kind of funny. Where am I at here? I've got, Butker got me 17 points on Thursday night. The Kansas City defense got Ron 14 points, so I had Jerick McKinnon on the bench.
I had both of them.
He had Cortland Sutton on the bench, who could have gotten him 12 points from the wide receiver position. That's I got Josh Allen starting against the Giants. I'm expecting about 70 points. I wanted to pick up one of their tight ends this week, whether it was going to be Knox or Kincaid, but I couldn't decide, and I think they're both on rosters anyway. Maybe Kincaid's available. But the Giants haven't been able to cover a tight end for 30 years. So I kind of look at the waiver wire every week to see if the tight end that they're playing that week is available.
That's fair.
And now that A-Chain is out in Miami, you
Yes.
best believe I'm keeping Mostert in the lineup because he's going to get all the carries. Going to get all the money.
I picked up Jeff Wilson Jr. because he's supposed to come back off IR.
Mm-hmm. So
we
shall see.
Formerly A-Chain, now A-Chan. He's changed his name pronunciation as they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on my IR.
Let me
Right,
just
you ready?
see. Never, but has that ever stopped us?
No, nor should it. And make sure it's in the right bank there.
Something quick. Tight end. Buffalo Bills. See who's available. Oh, Kincaid's. Well, he's questionable. Both of their tight ends are questionable.
I would take Kincaid if I were picking one.
Yeah, Kincaid's a free agent actually, and Darren Waller's sucking ass this year. So,
Did you see what I posted to the message board in the Throwback Thursday League?
I don't believe so. No.
You should go there.
All right. So I'm here. Where's message board? Where's message board? League.
If you're on your phone, it should be on the top right. Like there's a little
League. Recent messages. Here you go. 3 days ago. Is that the one you posted 3 days ago?
I don't know. I have to go look.
If you don't accept my trade, that's fine, but you're wrong and I hate you.
That's
Is that what? Yeah, you tried to trade for trade somebody and they didn't take it, and then you ended up getting all the points for him or something.
Almost 50 points out of DJ Moore, yeah.
Is that who? Yeah, that's what it was. All right, let's do this.
All right, so I'm going to bring this in with a Shri. Who's your mama?
And now, directly from the planet of Brooklyn, MC Light as a rock.
1 2 1 2, mic check. Check it out. This is MC Light, and you're listening to my boys Jamie and Bill on Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Guys, watch. Even some of the girls rock. Step back, it ain't that type of party. No reply if you ain't somebody. Get out my face, don't want to hear no one.
1 2 1 2. What's good, yo? This is Ghostface, straight from Staten Island, New York. And right about now, it's time for Woo News with Jamie and Bill. I know what it is. Get it correct, Mr. Throwback Thursdays. Jamie and Bill. You know what I mean? On Woo News. That's what's going down right now. Y'all check this out. Exclusive. Peace.
The RZA, the Jizza, Raekwon, Master Killer, Inspector Deck, you got, Method Man, Ghostface Killer, an old dirty bastard.
It's now time. Mr. Throwback Thursday.
Mention me on it.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 507. It is indeed time for some Woo News. We have 2 pieces of Woo News for you this week. Our first piece, is it live? Is it live? It comes to us from Hot New Hip Hop. Another one that was not nominated for the BET Platform of the Year. Wu-Tang, Nas, and De La Soul will live stream a concert on Amazon Music.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I'm all about that. I wonder if they're going to put it on Amazon Prime Video. That would be really cool.
Yes, it would.
The New York State of Mind tour went all across North America, Europe, Australia. It's currently going to Seattle next week at the Climate Pledge Arena, which apparently is a really cool ass arena.
Is it?
I mean, it's not the Sphere in Las Vegas, which just looks. Dude, I have to see that thing, and the fact that Janelle won't ever go to Vegas ever again is going to make it very difficult for me. But
when we were there,
MSG is behind that, by the way.
Oh, really?
MSG is, I guess, the prop, the developer and all that stuff. It's an MSG property. So
nice. Yeah, we went there for SummerSlam. No, yeah, for SummerSlam. it was still being built, and we could see it from where we were, but we had no idea what it was. It wasn't the sphere yet. It was like this round building that they were working on.
Yeah.
And then the next time we went out, that's when it had been given its name. And then we're going out in December, but you know, it's up and running now. The outside is really, really cool. Supposedly the inside is an incredible concert experience.
I'm gonna have to ask Nikki Tippa. You remember Nikki that graduated with me?
Yep.
She just went and saw U2 at the Sphere.
That's who opened. Yeah, that was the beginning.
So I have to ask her what it was like, because I've seen pictures from the inside of it.
Yeah, like each seat has its own audio, and then the inside of the dome is projected with whatever that's going on. It's supposed to be. I wouldn't go to see U2 there if you paid me, but that's just me.
You know what I hear is going to be there? The NHL draft.
That would be cool.
Could you imagine how wild that would be to have your picture up? I think they said that as the players are going to get drafted, they're also going to put them on the outside of the Sphere.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that at all.
That's wild. That building is an impressive thing.
Yeah.
But Climate Pledge Arena is cool too, because it's basically, I know when the Kraken play there, the water that they use for making the ice is recaptured rainwater.
Seattle's all about stuff like that.
Seattle's all about stuff like that, and they get a lot of rain. But that's the carbon footprint on that place has got to be close to zero then.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. But they're performing, this New York State of Mind tour is performing at Climate Pledge Arena next Wednesday, October 18th. And they are going to have Amazon Music stream the show in full as part of their 50 and Forever celebration of rap music.
Nice.
So I'm going to have to find out how I can get a hold of this stream, whether it's just an audio stream or a video stream. I'm sure the stream doesn't compare to witnessing it live, but it's better than nothing. You know?
That's what I say about our show all the time.
We're better than nothing.
Sometimes.
Not last week, we weren't. So are you going to check this out if you can?
Yeah.
Do you have Amazon, don't you? Well, you have Nefarious Means, so you have everything.
I have that as well, yes. But no, you actually pay for Amazon.
Yes. So do I. Amazon Prime is like the greatest $100 and something I spend every year because you get so much for it. And this is not an Amazon plug. They don't pay us to do that. I just think it's a cool service. But anyway, if you are a fan of The Woo or Nas or De La or any of the any two of the three or all three, you can flute Greg and listen to it next week. I don't know if it says they're streaming it. I don't know if it's going to be on repeat or if it's just going to be one live stream from the actual concert. I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's tune in next Wednesday when they offer the stream.
Or follow us on social media, and if we find out any information, we will post it there.
Well, they should do that anyway, just because we're hilarious.
We are.
At least you are, anyway. Final article of Woo News. SHROOM, man.
Yes. Look,
so last week,
to get to shit like that.
So last week, Method Man spilled the beans on who sold him his angel dust.
This week,
who does Meth throw under the bus? Let's find out. According to BET.com, and you know what? Fuck BET because they didn't nominate us. I hate Spin Magazine because they never ever.
That's right.
Meth has been part of some pretty historical collaborations, but most of them have been outside the studio that are more newsworthy lately. Again, he was on with Drink Champs recently. He says, during the Soul Train Awards in '96, he was high on mushrooms during the after party. And this was during East and West Coast tension.
Yes.
And some of the biggest beef players were present. And he says, I'm on shrooms like a motherfucker. He says, it didn't hit me while I'm in the club till I saw Piss Dookie. I see Dookie with like 6 bodyguards, and then it hit me. I was like, wait a minute.
And then he hugged me? What'd you say?
No, right in the back. Mind you, Dookie don't speak to me. No, he speaks to me, but he never speaks to me like this. Embraces me. Back hug. Meth, what's up, Nickelbacks? And now it's like, oh shit, I'm looking around to see if anybody saw me speak to this motherfucker. I just don't want to be on anybody's fucking radar at this point. The shrooms, I'm in my head crazy like, did that just happen? Because Dookie's never that nice to me. I mean, he's nice, but he's never that nice to me.
Back hug me.
I'm fucked up off these shrooms. Now I'm at the peak of shroom high. And then he says he looked around the height of shroom. Yes, the shroomiest of shroominess. And then he says he looks around. He's like, and I hear meth. I look, and it's Latifah. She's like, what the fuck are you doing up in that corner? Come here. And I snapped out of that shit. I was good the rest of the night after that. Thanks, Dana. Shout out to you. I love you, he says. So, yeah, he's completely up on his fucking shrooms. And he's trying to broker peace between the East Coast and West Coast.
Trying not to get caught on one side.
And Latifah's like, motherfucker, you talking to the enemy. Get the fuck over here.
Move along. Nothing to see here.
Meth got to stop with the shrooms and the dust.
I'm assuming he did. Since he's like on the cover of Men's Health or whatever now.
Yeah, something like that. You know, maybe he's the Beasties manager. Remember, our manager's crazy. He always smokes dust. Yeah. He's got his own room at the back of the bus.
Indeed.
And then Tupac and Suge, I guess, were introduced to him for the first time at that party. He's telling me some incident that happened with RZA in Vegas. If he was there, it definitely wouldn't have happened. Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah.
He's like, he was saying if there was anybody we would fuck with on the East Coast, it'd be Wu-Tang. This is letting us know, and anybody that was in the know, that it wasn't an East Coast, West Coast thing. It was a bad boy death row thing.
Mm-hmm.
He says he started saying something else, but I'm not really listening because I'm looking at the death row piece on his chain.
I wasn't really listening.
This is my first time meeting Pac, so I'm like, oh shit, this is fucking Pac. Look at that fucking chain. Again, shrooms.
Indeed.
I remember looking at Suge, and he got the cigar like this, and he's nothing, no expression, just stoic. Probably because he couldn't see you.
Yeah, probably.
Cameras is on, Nickelback. He in Suge mode, so I'm like, yeah, walk out, get out front, and no lie. I remember being in the back of Pink Dot in that alleyway, and we sat there and we discussing that whole night of how that shit was so fucking weird. It definitely was the mushrooms, he said.
Gotta be the shrooms, money.
So, there's your public service announcement, kids. Don't do shrooms.
Yep. Mars Blackman.
Because shrooms will fuck with you. I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl.
No, I just think Mars Blackman.
That is one of my favorite songs off that first Eminem album. I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. Because the way he tells that story, like, she's talking to plants. Yeah. We need an ambulance. There's a bitch upstairs talking to plants. You God. Still sucks. ODB. Still dead.
Yeah, some things don't change around here.
Time for some music, and the one and done that I had never heard of until you sent it to me this week. And this is, I think this is a true one and done. I couldn't see anything else.
I found nothing else on them
by this group. And it's a re-release because this just came out last month as a re-release.
Yeah, 94 is the original one that I release. Have, but yes.
Yeah, I was going to say the original release was 94. This says it was re-released September 7th of 2023.
Yeah.
It's on 90s Tapes Records.
It is.
This is Ya Oughta Know, not to be confused with Alanis Morissette, because that's You Oughta Know.
It is.
This is Ya Oughta Know, Y-A, by Sons of Sam. And I have 13 tracks on this record.
As do I. Sam Sever said the rest.
Track number 1, not to be confused with Run DMC.
No.
It's Like That. But not the way it is.
No. It's like there's a what sounds like a marimba.
I was going to say, it sounded very much marimba to me, too.
Yes.
The only track on this record that has any plays, apparently.
They just like the trumpet.
Well, I did.
Yes.
Track number 2, Do My Thang.
Do my thing.
All right, if this whole thing's going to be this jazzy, it's going into my library like now.
I'm gonna jump ahead for you.
Scooping here for week. Shallow fellas, you're fair when I put together paraphernalia. Slick, all types of tricks from my top hat. Profile, exile from living back. Fool with the best.
This is now in my library.
Good.
Track number 3, Move Fakin'.
Drop it. I'm taking no shorts with complex techniques. My definitions vary when I speak cheap. The hoes up in the street, you're on the deals because my pockets staying filled with cream. Just like a churning, I'm always churning for fills to get my swerve off. I heard words like grazing cattle, ready to battle with pity from the city like a pharaoh. Or king, I never swing a net without my headgear. Fears of tears leaking from the tip just like a spring.
Track number 4, Nuffin' Nice. I've never seen nothing spelled N-O-F-I-N.
No.
Nuffin'. I've heard it pronounced that way.
Yeah.
It's on the real. Try to front. Word up. She try to front like she's nothing nice. 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 You felt each other fake, but I was caught up like a cable from an elevator shaft. I let it pass because I was able to motivate, manipulating minds like church chimes. The bars of feeling in my size, ready for sexual healing like Marvin Gaye. What's going on? I'm speaking to my man. I give a pound for pound and hardcore standards grand. She called my eyes.
Track number 5, Get It On.
Bang a gong.
Fun to hear the same old drum, same old style with the same whole hump. Deliberate bull with no pole gets pushed about. I'm a silhouette in the shadow of a doubt. My main concern is crash and burn. I think you move the dead weight out of the way. We can get it on if you want.
Track number 6, Bad Man.
John Cena.
Dude, LA Knight quoted Basic Thugonomics in his promo this week. While Cena was in the ring.
Well, that's the best time to do it.
He's a bad man. Permanent damage, I hit your middle. State as demonstrated over fat instrumentals. Thicker than most. Complimented the best. But rhymes are put together to override finesse. Zob is a mellow madman.
Track number 7. The OG version. Ooh, he got an afro.
Keep it live to certify for essence of either son in the presence to mortify. But notice the image of my persona I evolve. Neighborhood kids wanna know from where I evolved.
Track number 8. The OG version. Charisma. We're talking about that a lot today.
The hitman is the brother with charisma. 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 The hitman is the brother with charisma.
With no gimmicks, I fit the image of a man with charisma. This is the poetry that flows with machismo. I teach your class.
He rhymed charisma with machismo.
It's in the ballpark. I'll give him that. Track 9. Channel 9. There's a WOR flashback.
Yeah.
Track 9. Steel Frontin'. Channel 9. What's next? Bowling for dollars?
Indeed.
Some niggas carry steel, they frontin' like they real. Some niggas carry steel, they frontin' like they real. Some niggas carry steel,
they frontin' like they real.
Some niggas carry steel, you never ever gonna feel. Some niggas carry steel, they frontin' like they real. Some niggas carry steel, they frontin' like they real. Some niggas carry steel, they frontin' like they real. Some niggas carry steel, you never ever gonna. 45s alive, flips on your hips, that ain't the shit, your money spent. Your pockets getting just some heavy, that's chrome plated triggers. Your figure pulling back, always attraction causing havoc. Static turmoil, making your blood fall. Quick, fast, like flash, no time to have. 4 quarters, a buck got struck. Impress his fucking luck. Afraid of space 16.
Press his fucking luck.
Track number 10. Rising Sun. I was wondering if they were going to use that.
Rising sun, surprising sun. I thought it was just another humdrum.
Releasing ideas, so what you hear's 100 proofs. Paragraphs of power blowing feelings on the roof. Sample sabotage, barracudas are biting hooks and lines binding together. Songs coming clever in the booth. I make a funky track that attacks the weak, boost the beat, and then I mix it down the street.
Yeah.
Track number 11. The alternate version of Ooh, he got an afro.
Not that one. That one.
Vibes I keep in live to certify, but essence of either son and the presence to mortify. But notice the image of my persona I evolve.
If you're going to have one alternate version, you got to have a second one. This is now track number 12, the alternate version of Charisma. No, it's not bad, Cranky. Like I said, this is one that I hadn't heard of and immediately went into my library.
The hitman is the brother with charisma. 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 The hitman is the brother with charisma.
With no gimmicks, I fit the image of American charisma. This is the poetry that flows with the cheese mode. I teach your class of professors who take note. On time for lessons and quotes are no joke.
Quotes are no joke.
And then final track on the record, number 13, Glass Eyes.
Glass Joe.
I shape a vision into my imagination with rhythms from a live vocalist in the wide, vocalist wide angle lens on my frames of mind. Extra stone the ideas, the microphone amplifies more than human beings.
And that is your one and done for episode number 507. Jeez. Sons of Sam with Ya Oughta Know. Unfortunately, I got no charting action, but I really dug this record.
Yes, this is one of those ones that I don't know how many people have actually heard of in the first place.
Well,
I'm happy to have put it up on the show.
Like I said, I have added it to my library already. I hope you all do too, because that was a fun little listen.
Yeah.
So thumbs up to you. Good choice, my friend.
Thanks. I do what I can do.
Now let's go into the record of the week.
Let's do that.
The record of the week. March 14th, 1995.
A number.
Running 49 minutes and 43 seconds long on East West America and Electric Records.
Mm-hmm.
Electra Records, I should say.
Yes.
Produced by DJ Battlecat. Word to the motherfucking DJ Quick.
Yes.
Cold 187 EA Ski, Warren G, the regulator, yes. Chris the Glove Taylor.
Now, you may know Chris the Glove Taylor from the movie Breakin'.
Mm-hmm.
And Breakin' 2, he was the DJ for the legendary
Ice-T. He was. Yes. He's credited.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think he was credited as Phone Tap or something, or credited on Phone Tap by Nas too. This is the second album released by Craig A. Miller, professionally known as Cam. Whoa, Cam, but it's spelled K-A-M.
Yes.
Although Craig was spelled with a C. And that's Craig, not Greg. There's no flute in this. Flute, Greg.
Columbus was spelled with a P.
Yes, it was. Made in America, the second album released by Cam. I have 12 tracks on this record.
As do I.
And I know he's already left, but
if he listens.
If he listens, when he listens, he can add track number 1 from this record to his list. This is Intro.
God is enraged at America because of your evil done to an innocent people. You will learn to leave black people alone all over America. America, you're going to do justice by these or you will die. These are liars.
You know how last week, was it last week? Where we mentioned that Flavor Flav had some famous relatives, famous cousins?
Yes, 2 weeks ago, I thought.
Okay.
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Has a famous cousin.
Okay, I will bite. Who is Cam's famous cousin?
Yeah.
No shit.
He is the cousin of one Ice Cube.
Of one O'Shea Jackson?
Yes, senior.
So, very cool. Yes, senior. Because O'Shea Jackson Jr.,
would
Well, I'm
his
sure he's
cousin.
he would be. I don't know how that whole first, second, third, once removed, all that shit works.
Yes.
Whatever. Track number 2. Trust nobody. I think Steve Austin said that.
I think so, yes.
People make the world go around. They ask me what's up, I tell them what's going down. Talk to me real if you feel you got a point to push, then trick, make it quick. Don't beat around the bush, I know we all looking out for number one. That's why brothers sell dope and girls get their nails done, trying to get the same thing everybody else got. If you a big name, I may be running game like snot, so I keep my guard.
He's running game like snot.
That's disgusting. Track number 3. Pull your hoe card.
Now why must the buster try to act so hard? Let me clear this bull as I pull niggas' whole card. The wall over your eyes, let me remove it. Don't claim to be a soldier when you know you can't prove it. Niggas talk a good game when they lame as fuck. And use a coward like Howard, the famous duck. A starstruck group you might not recognize. To have that ass.
He's a coward like Howard, the famous duck. Track number 4. Of course, this one would be produced by Word to the motherfucking DJ Quick.
Of course.
That's my Nickelback.
What's up? DJ Quick and Cam, damn, another dynamic duo. What? I thought you knew it was on and poppin' with my nigga from Compton, East Side, who ride, and it ain't no stopping. Popping the toys and popping the boys, can see the West Coast.
It's another record with a nice feel to it.
So what they going through, because I'm staying pro-black on this track that I'm flowing to. So go and do your dirt, but don't get yourself hurt. Let the cam show you how to pop it.
Track number 5, Way of Life, as opposed to of.
Yes.
I'm out on the prowl, living foul. Used to be a saint, but now that ain't my style. I'm buck wild, ain't no turning back. Cause I'm in it too deep, coming closer to a jack. Every minute you sleep, I keep straps on deck like the wild.
Track number 6, featuring Dresta and MC Ren. This is called Down for Mine.
No, not that one. Jumping.
Well, it's the 1 to the 9 with the 9 to the 4. And I thought you knew the drill, but you still don't hear me though. Cam and Watts up from the grassroots, no Daisy Duke shit, knocking crazy ass boots, nigga. Please, we kick it like G's, putting down work when I look, don't even sneeze.
Track number 7, In Traffic.
Rise and shine, it's a brand new day, they say. No way, ain't a cloud in the sky, so I can't wait. I gotta get dressed and skate. Traffic is calling, yes y'all, and we skirts to the swap meet for some white t-shirts. Plus I just been paid.
Definitely a West Coast record. You could feel that. Track number 8, Giving It Up.
and you don't quit. Brother Cam with another damn gangster hit. Giving it up, cause everybody ain't knowing. So try not to choke on this smoke I'm blowing. Going back to the grassroots for the real. With the Black Superman. Yeah, the Man of Steel.
The Man of Steel.
The Black Superman. Isn't that a cool Keith thing?
Yeah,
should be.
Black Elvis.
Track number 9. Nothing Nice. He's black everything. He's cool Keith. He can be whatever the fuck he wants to be.
You goddamn right he can.
Come on down, you the next contestant on the Dice is Hot. Nice is not, first item of careers is kids in the projects. Actual retail price, oh check. Index fingers get exercise. I'm looking for a lick, so who's next to rise? I'm starved.
Index fingers get exercise.
Yes. Track number... Was that 9?
10.
That was... We just did 9, so we up to 10. Mac 10. Track 10. Who riding? Let me ride.
I guess y'all ain't heard the news about the homie when smoke choked out in his county blues by the deputy goon squad. Devil still pouring salt on the wounds, but God only knows what the brothers went through. Damn. The police killed them. Shit, I thought you knew. They tried to put the blame on this lane from the other side.
Track number 11. See if you can pick out the producer. See, I want to see if it sounds anything like his other stuff. This is called Keep the Peace. Yeah, that's got that Warren G feel to it, doesn't it?
That Compton like it's like why? What was you expecting? We both checking knots, bucking shots. The east side's no joke. So take a breather if you need a G or a low. And you can catch me in traffic, dipping on gold ones under short skirts like a Catholic. But some of y'all need to grow up.
Final track on the record featuring D-Dope, K-Mac, and Solo. This is called Represent.
A smile on my face, but death behind my eyes. When I pull a trigger, nigga, don't be surprised. I realize that niggas don't give a fuck. Been down so long, now it's time to press my luck. Yo, coming up, because the hustle just sent me. And when I've been up corner, niggas be drink with envy. Cause I hit the switch, avoid all ditches. Fuck some bitches, cause I'm a Mac and y'all niggas in love.
That is your record of the week for episode 507, Made in America by Cam.
Yes.
There are, let's see, it doesn't list any singles released off of this, but the album itself did have some charting action.
Okay.
And the album peaked on the U.S. Billboard 200 at 158. Peaked on the top R&B hip-hop albums at 20.
Mm-hmm. You know my style. Pay no attention to that.
I know your style. And U.S. Heat Seekers album had peaked at number 8. So pretty good numbers for Made in America by Cam.
Yes.
So 2 good records this week. The record of the week, Cam, Made in America. The one and done, Sons of Sam with Ya Oughta Know. Remind you that the artist of the month this month is Jada Pinkett Smith's soul brother, Tupac.
Yeah, the latest Jada news there was that Tupac proposed to her from jail or something.
Yeah, which is... I'm done with that whole thing. No wonder Will slapped Chris Rock. He couldn't slap her, that's why. Yeah. Before we take our final break, we do have an old to the new this week, and we kind of hinted at it last week.
Yes.
But we're bringing it. So we're going to bring it to you this week. This is You Know My Style by Czarface featuring Nems.
So we in here, yeah. You know my style, so we in here, yeah. You know my style, so we in here, yeah. You know my style, so we in here, yeah. You know my style.
I'm hitting like David Banner, swinging Thor hammer. She like I'm rich, I jump out the Bama, still bagger, still savage, silk fabrics, young Shaq with the magic, illmatic, peel your cabbage, turn the story real tragic. On my M. Night Shyamalan, legend of the Octagon, I lock on, now they can't eat like it's Ramadan. Been through the fire with Shaka Khan, I wrote this on a hot block with men down, pinned down, and choppers drawn. Dude suck, who what, you do what? How I'm cooking on the go, I can sell it on a food truck. Taking them to class like I'm driving a school bus. You think I brought the crib upstairs the way I'm moving up. Junkie shoot it up, this is brain numbing. Hip-hop was in the dry spell, here's the heavy rain coming. Big game hunting, I'm praying somebody say something. If I had to do it again, I wouldn't change nothing. You know my style, so we in here. I said, if I did it over again, I wouldn't change nothing. You know my style, so we in here.
The legendary barbaric.
Bad like a speaking on the Michael Keaton type beat. And have him sniffing tears like driver's seat. Why compete? I defeat minor league rhymers, leave them nice and neat. In the whitest sheets, now they lie asleep. Rivalries, and short lived like dwarf shits. Take that line back, they couldn't get it off the track before cliffs. Back up. Stay back, let's shake lace that. What? We got a deal in 23 without a face tag. Coming out hard like I pulled the Mike Trout card. You come for that, I leave him hanging like Steph Curry's mouth guard. Your music ain't hard to find, it's hard to care about. I fuck with Tatum, but for this shit I got zero doubt. Air him out, you get no clicks when you post shit. I'm stoic as the Cola Jokic, but explosive. Like DCU, put me under the gun. And Ella spirits like Cars and Action Comics #1.
You know my style, so we in here. Yeah. You know my style, so we in here.
Fuck your life, we outside. You don't want smoke on this mic like smoking Joe Frazier. The euthanasia, know my bars are deadly just like euthanasia. Gorilla Nims, I got stupid flavor. Yup, Rikers Allen made a fucking doja go and proof a razor. Put your career in the box, get your suit and blazer, shoot the place up. Catch you outside, then we boot your face up. It's the mayor and you still can't fuck with me. It's that Nemzar with the gem star, $150. Jerked my way into this game, showed you the loophole. Every day I'm scoring new wins, reaching new goals. Yes. I don't wanna be friends, let's talk cash first. Splash herbs, gave her back shots till her ass burst. When I die, they'll ride through Coney in the glass hearse. And I only wear my own shit, fuck your trash merch. Saw face, crack your motherfucking head open. Ziggy saw face, crack your motherfucking head open. Esoteric, crash your motherfucking head open. INS, crack your motherfucking head open. 7L, crack your motherfucking head open. Ziggy saw face, crack your motherfucking
Hello, 100% garbage.
There it is.
All right, that was badass. He didn't just name drop Steph Curry's mouth guard. He name dropped about 3 other guys too. He name dropped Jason Tatum and Nikola Jokic. And,
yep.
But
one of the favorite lines of that one though is where he's talking about lifting cars like
Action Comics, yeah, which is that iconic comic book, yeah. That's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. What a great track that is.
I don't know what they do.
Czarface is, they are an entity unto their own. Nobody sounds anything like them, and that's a good thing. And unlike some of these new cats, I would pay money to go to a Czarface show. So that is your old to the new for episode 507. Czarface featuring Gorilla Nems, as he calls himself in the song. You Know My Style. The artist of the month is Tupac. Your record of the week was Cam. Made in America. Your one and done was Sons of Sam with You Oughta Know. We are going to take our final break of the day. When we come back, I will read some lyrics. We will check the time to see if there's a foosball update in our future. And we will put a bow on episode 507 of Mr. Throwback Thursday.
It's like every time you have to say Nickelback, I think of this. I don't think you've ever seen the movie Pool Hall Junkies.
No, I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, let me show you something.
Now let me get this straight. You're saying that because you and me are friends, you're saying that makes us niggers?
No. Niggas, alright? Niggas. It's a big difference.
That's what I just said. I said nigger.
No, nigga.
Nigger.
Nigga. N-I-G-G-A. Nigga.
Nigga.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
But man, it mean like we brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like if I say you my nigga, right? That mean we boys. You see, like that man you playing right there? That's my nigga Charles.
Oh, my nigger Charles, right?
No, hold it. See, now you can't say that. Only I can.
Why?
Because first of all, you don't say it right. And second, you don't know Charles. I do.
You do?
Yeah, I do. I've been knowing Charles since he was knee-high to a duck. See, me and Charles, nigga, we down.
You're down?
Yeah, down.
Well, of course you're down, Chico. You're down about $5,000 now. Give me my fucking money.
It is absolutely impossible to have an intelligent conversation with your white ass. Shoot pool, honky.
So there's the explanation.
There you go.
You don't be knowing Charles like that.
Nope, I don't know Charles. Sorry.
Plus, you can't say it right.
That's the big thing. Keeps dropping that hard ER. That's never a good thing.
No.
That'll get you hurt.
Yes. Got to find the right verse.
The mom from Carrie died at age 91.
I said 112. What?
Piper Laurie dies at 91.
Oh, I did see The Exorcist, by the way.
What'd you think of it? Was I right? Like the first half hour was very much kind of an homage to the original with some of the scenes and the way they did it. I enjoyed it. I thought both of the girls were really good.
Yes. I don't want to say I predicted the ending, like the ending. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, but I expected that after they made it a point to show all of the pictures.
Yeah. And, you know, they get that whole...
Really cool that they did that. But...
Who do you choose?
Yes.
Apparently they weren't choosing what they thought they were choosing.
No, and of course it was that dude who said it.
Yeah. He was a dick.
He was supposed to be that guy, yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Religious Fanatic.
Yep. Tasty.
Yummy.
Let's see, which one? 34, 29. Yeah, we mentioned it. Let's go with this one. We haven't played this one in a while, and it's about that time. And I'll come over here, and I'll get the Burl video ready. I almost clicked on the Jeff Reed's lyrics again because I have a video for that. All righty then. Are you ready?
Never, but that never stops us.
No, it does not. It actually propels us. Hey, how about the Titans making it a game? It's 21-13 and they've got the ball.
Look at that.
All right, let's do this. What a shree. What was your mama?
Let's check it out.
Check what out? Yo, check this out.
Yo, microphone check 1, 2. What is this? The 5 for the 7 with the roughneck business.
Yo, it's your man Fife Dog from ATCQ, and you're listening to my homie Mr. Throwback Thursday. One love, Dear Dilla, all day. Put it on, play that, rewind, play it again. Out.
But it starts with Bill.
Question. It's called reading. Top to bottom, left to right. Put words together as a sentence. Take Tylenol for any headaches. Might offer any cramps.
Most people call it but they should.
Welcome to Bill Reads Lyrics.
Welcome back, Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 507. It is indeed time for Bill Reads Lyrics.
It is.
And I'm happy and I'm sad every time I hear that Fife drop because I love the fact that he did that for us, and I hate the fact that he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
So what you got on tap, my friend, my partner?
It ain't nothing nice. It ain't nothing nice.
Is it ever?
No.
Well, I'm not surprised by this one.
And scroll on down to verse 3.
This down here so I can see it on one screen and see your face so that, that's half of the fun of doing this is trying to watch you not break. Isn't that where you put the link in verse 3? In La Chat.
Yes, that's exactly where it went.
La Chat is French for the cat, by the way.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect. I'm going to go play Street Fighter after this just because I haven't heard that in forever.
So with no type of ado, Sesame Street Grover styly, whether nearer or further, we will cue the motherfucking piano.
A head-hunting bitch that's on a mission looking for the head. For that pussy-sucking motherfucker slobbing in my legs, 'cause we buck. Now we down to fuck. You gon' put your face in face and work your tongue until I nut, bitch Nickelback. Yeah, you love it when I treat you like a hoe. Man, these Nickelbacks claiming pimpin' is these Nickelbacks that'll go first time? Boy, whatever. So you listed a beginner. You for show to be a pro. 'Cause I'ma feed you lunch and dinner. Break your knees. Keep it real. Come on. Do that thing you do. All you Nickelbacks eating pussy, chat got nothing but love for you. Don't be ashamed. You a man. You supposed to please a bitch. If you want it dripping wet, you gotta lick it. Foe you hit. Camera ready in the closet. Lights. Camera. Action. I'ma show my girls for promotion on your capping. Man, you out the frame. Man, you licking in the right spot. You gonna be my man. Fuck that shit. I'm putting yo cap on lock.
What a poet, Lachat.
Lachat.
Le Flea, Le Flora.
Le Flora. Juicy J with the classic Gimme Head.
And that's a chorus I don't know how they came up with.
Chronicles of the Juice Man.
The Juice Man cometh.
So let's take a quick look at the time. Do we have time to touch upon some foosball?
Hello, you play to win the game.
Playoffs. Talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs. I just hope we can win a game.
Well, first off, the 72 Dolphins have nothing to fear. We have no more undefeateds in the league. Let's review last week, week 5 in the TBT FFL. Yes. Born to Khalil Mack, that's me. Went up against Protect Kirk's Neck. That's John. We both came into the contest at 2-2. I ended up at 2-3. John ends up at 3-2 as he wins 108-90 because I got Jack Squat from Devontae Smith. And then James Conner got injured as well and is now on injured reserve. So he will not be running the football for me anytime soon.
No.
So congratulations to John. He gets the win. He moves to 3-2. That puts him at 3rd in the league. That drops me down to 8th in the league. Game number 2, the Brees Hall Hotel went up against MC Aiden featuring DMW. That is Jamie versus Sanket. Jamie came in as the dog. The dog. At 1-3. Sanket came in at 3-1. You moved to 2-3. He drops to 3-2 with a little bit of a puddle stomping, 150 to 126. And that's with you only getting 16 points from your quarterback.
And 4 points from Justin Jefferson, who
also went on the end. And Ramondre didn't help you either.
He did not.
No, your big score, of course, was...
did well.
Yes. DJ Moore did well. Brees Hall did well. Dallas Goedert did well. The Miami defense, of course, any defense going against the Giants is going to do well. So that moves you to 11th in the league and drops Sanket down to 2nd
out of the bottom
in the league. So congratulations. You are no longer in the Felicia position.
I am not.
Game number 3, Ahmad Sauce Committee Part 2. That is Ian. Went up against Dr. Tim, arrested to Belichick. Ian came in at 2-2. Dr. Tim came in at 1-3. Now they are both 2-3. Dr. Tim getting the win. 135 to 124. Yeah, Jamar Chase went off last week. So
he had to be feeling pretty good after that Thursday
the Justin
night
Fields. Yeah. and he had Tyreek Hill. Yeah. His problem was he got nothing from Gibbs.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, yeah.
Yeah. Who is now out.
Yep.
He didn't get much from anybody else either. He did get Gabe Davis had a nice week for him.
Yeah. Yep.
But Dr. Tim got Jamar Chase with 44 points and the New Orleans defense pitching a shutout.
Yeah, anybody who's playing New England at this point.
And scoring a touchdown. So 24 points from the New Orleans D. So Dr. Tim is now 2-3. He's 9th in the league. Ian is 2-3. He is now 7th in the league. We got a big glut in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be that way. You know, the guys from the bottom are creeping up, and the guys from the top are starting to level out, and everybody's meeting in the middle.
Next game was Becca. Belichick yourself came in at 1-3, going up against Greg. Flute Greg. You Kelsey, what I Kelsey, who came in at 3-1. He moves to 4-1 with a tidy 98-77 victory. No real standouts for either. Except George Kittle scored a lot of points for him. He got 26 out of his tight end, and that's the difference. So
he
Greg,
got 3 passes from Brock Purdy, and all 3 of them were in the end zone.
Yep. 3 receptions, 67 yards, 3 scores. That is optimizing your output.
Yeah.
Greg, 4-1, first in the league. Becca, 1-4. She drops into the Felicia position.
Yes, into the pit of despair. The bog of sorrow.
Put it in. This was a close one. Put it in, Firemouth. Hugo went up against Manny, Revenge on Lazard City, and was 1-3 coming into the game. Manny was 3-1, and Hugo gets the Duke.
Yeah.
2-3 now on the year with an 89-86 win, and actually was more like a 2.5-point victory. So, real close game. And again, no standouts, but
no. But that's what
enough.
You want an even-keeled team.
Enough to get the win. Hugo moves to 2-3. He's 10th in the league. Manny drops to 3-2. He is now 6th overall in the league. Our final matchup from last week was Gangrene Hoodie with the Woody going up against, that's Ron. He went up against Felicia, young and entertaining. Ronnie came in at...
teams outplayed their predictions.
Yes. Ronnie came in at 2-2. Felicia came in at 3-1. And now they are both 3-2 as Ronnie gets the win, 129-108. Another good week for Brock Purdy for Felicia's team. She's doing okay. Her defense didn't help her with the -1.
No, not at all.
And Ronnie had the Jets defense last week that rolled up 18 points with a touchdown, 3 fumble recoveries, and 4 sacks. So Ronnie moves to 3-2. He's 4th in the league. Felicia drops to 3-2. She's now 5th in the league. And that takes us to the matchups for this week. Ronnie, the aforementioned Gangrene Hoodie with the Woody, goes up against me, Born to Khalil Mack. I am 2-3. I'm 8th overall. He's 3-2, 4th overall. Brees Hall Hotel is Jamie. He's going up against Put It In Friarmouth, who is Hugo. And that's a matchup of 2 and 3s, 11th overall versus 10th overall.
I'm putting all my eggs in the basket of Hookah Nakua.
Ahmad Sauce Committee Part 2. Ian goes up against Becca. Bella, check yourself. Ian 7th overall at 2 and 3. Becca in the Felicia at 1 and 4. That one appears to be pretty close too. So we shall see what happens there. Next matchup, Arrested to Belichick. Dr. Tim goes up against John. Protect Kirk's neck.
Yep.
Dr. Tim is 2 and 3 and 9th overall. John is 3 and 2, 3rd overall. MC Aiden featuring DMW. That is our good friend Sanket.
Yep.
He's going up against Felicia. Matchup of 2 3-2s.
Yeah, it's like a 0.35 point differential in the prediction.
Some crazy
Something
thing
ridiculous.
like that.
Yeah.
Sanket is 2nd overall. Felicia is 5th overall on the most recent standings. And the final matchup of the week, Revenge on Lazard City. That's Manny going up against Greg. You Kelsey, what I Kelsey. Flute your flute, Greg. He is 4 and 1, 1st overall. Manny is 3 and 2, 6th overall. So we have how many teams we have 1 4 and 1. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams at 3 and 2. And we have 5 teams, I think, at 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 5 at 2 and 3, and then 1 at 1 and 4. So we are a parity league after 5 weeks, which is cool.
You need to watch the league.
Why?
Because.
I know, you say that to me all the time.
Yes.
And every time I try to watch it, I get really pissed off at it, and I stop watching it because there's not a single likable person on that show.
That's because you haven't met him yet. He's in season 2, episode 1.
All right, now
you can do it.
Now you got me intrigued. But that is the TBT FFL. There's your foosball update. We appreciate everybody who's playing. Good luck this week. And I think that's everything. So
it does seem to be about that time. So if you should happen to have another hat, and you can switch from Bill to Phil, and you can please take us the fuck home.
I have changed my hat, so it is indeed time.
Yes.
Mr. Throwback Thursday, episode 507, brought to you in part by the world's strongest coffee, Deathwish Coffee. You find them on Facebook, X, Instagram, and at deathwishcoffee.com. You can use the code TBT on their website to save 12% one time on your order. Pumpkin chai spice is available again, so if you are into that sort of thing, go give an order on that. Deathwish Coffee, the world's strongest coffee. You can also find it in our mugs on a weekly basis.
You can. On a daily basis here.
Friends of the, daily basis too, but we only record once a week.
Yes.
Rare occasions twice.
Yes. There are the occasions.
Don't forget to check out friends of the show, Def Rugs, defrugs.com, Facebook, X, and Instagram at Def Rugs. Handmade, high-quality hip-hop themed rugs brought to you by the original Rug E Fresh, Marshall Fox, and his business associate, the Green-Eyed Bandit, Eric Sermon. Go check out Def Rugs. Order yourself a Def Rug.
Yes.
it's getting to be that time of year where people like to give candy and shit. So
I like to eat candy all year, so it doesn't
matter. I am
whenever you like.
I am a fan of the sweet stuff myself. You can go to the Bittersweet Candy Company. It's located on J Street in Schenectady, New York. If you make it there in person, you can see our good friend Heather Lint. She is the proprietor of said establishment, and she makes candy and chocolate that is handmade, small batch, different, and
delicious.
Go check them out on Facebook and order at bittersweetcandy.com. Use our code THROWBACK and save 10% off your order at bittersweetcandy.com. Melted Mics, MLTDMICS.com, from our friend Pumbus T. Mendola. He makes hip-hop themed t-shirts that are cool as hell. You can go get one of those t-shirts. And when you're there, if you want to save 10%, when you get to that little promo code part, you put in MR Throwback Thursday, and you will indeed save 10% on your order at Melted Mics. And finally, Etsy.com/shop/geek-like-you, where the geek shall inherit the earth. Hip-hop and pop culture-themed items from the sick, twisted mind of Mr. Throwback Thursday and his sick, twisted wife, Mrs. Throwback Thursday. Go check out Etsy.com/shop/geek-like-you.
You can get yourself a Kansas City Swifties mug right now there.
If you are so entitled, you go ahead. Yes. I am not a Kansas City Swiftie. I am an Albuquerque turkey.
Yes.
On that note, social media network for the show, MrThrowbackThursday.com, is the homepage for everything Mr. Throwback Thursday, including all the show notes for this week's episode, all your back episodes up to, or back down to episode 200, I believe.
No, we have 100 episodes now.
Oh, okay. So the last 100 episodes are available on the website.
And, if you want anything else, you need to become a patron. And I have access to everything.
And I will get to that in just a moment, because that is an option for you too. MrThrowbackThursday.com. You can leave us a voice message on there, though, by hitting that little microphone that says hit us up.
And John has hit us up. I just keep forgetting to play it.
Aha. Do we want to play it now?
Fucking why not? Give me a second. I have to remember what it's actually called. It's Speak Pipe. Okay, here we go. Hold on.
Chili D. You need to get Chili D. I mean, there's no other option. Who else would you get but the only Chili D? But in all seriousness, Chip Fu would be awesome. Really any Fu Schnickens, but Chip Fu, I just love how fast he goes and his crazy voices. So yeah, that would be awesome. But if you can't get him, Chili D. Chili D.
So we asked who you wanted us to ask
Dice, yes,
to get us for the show. I am Facebook friends with Chip Fu, which is how we got the drop from Chip Fu. I may be able to reach out to him on my own and see if he would like to come on the show, kind of like I did with our upcoming guest next week.
Yes. Do we want to spill the beans on who is scheduled to join us next week? We are scheduled to have next week with us the artist who gave us last week's Old to the New.
Yes, and one half of the UMCs.
And that would be Cool Kim.
Yes.
So if you have any questions that you want us to ask Cool Kim, or if you want to join in on the chat, and we will present them to the one and only Cool Kim next week.
He doesn't come on the show and say he don't want to talk no more.
Yes, because that would suck. So after the hit us up and everything, thank you very much for that, by the way, John. There's other things on the site. Go check them out. You can also follow us on our socials on the artist formerly known as the Bird app, now known as X. Jamie is at _MR_TBT. I am Bill_MR_TBT. That is also my Instagram and Threads handle. Jamie on Instagram and Threads is at Mr. Throwback Thursday, MR Throwback Thursday. We also have the Facebook page, Mr. Throwback Thursday, and home of the TBT Posse. You can go check those things out and interact.
And recently, we found out we have an IMDb page.
Yes, which was the craziest thing that we have discovered. We are on IMDb,
which we have had nothing to do with, and I just kind of stumbled on it being there.
So I am going to try to work on putting in our history and things like that. So
legitimate information. It did say that we had been nominated for the People's Choice Podcast Awards for 3 years.
Yeah, which
I don't know how the hell that got there either. But
I have no idea either. But maybe they sent it in. Who knows?
Who knows?
But anyway, we're on IMDb. If you want to learn absolutely nothing new about us, you can go to IMDb because there's no biographies or anything like that.
Biography.
That's an A&E thing, wasn't it?
It is.
So as opposed to Yankeeography, which fuck the Yankees, I hate them. But I hate the Braves 100 times worse. So I'm so glad that they lost. They can eat a big bag of dicks.
They can. I don't think
Shout outs time. Oh, I forgot to mention the fact that we're also on every Thursday morning at 10 a.m. on Fresh Radio at itsfreshradio.com right after the All Request Thursday. And you can send us email at mrthrowbackthursday@gmail.com if you are so inclined to do so. Yes. Shout outs. Gail Dunmeyer, Manny Baez, Sarah Henderson, John Henderson, Hugo Gonzalez, Sanket Patel, Teresa Lynn's Simple Luxuries at teresalyns.com, Clay Arsenault, The Shrieking Warrior, Jennifer Buchanan, Jacob O'Neill, Jason Heath, Jessica Walker, Shane Hatley, Ricky Schnarr, Kenneth Elsfelder, Mr. Cranky Pants, Brian Hollenbeck, the legend, Kevin Van Buren, Rob Jeffroy, Kate Harvey, Mark Merriam, Catherine Liska, and Ken Dwinell. They get announced every week because...
or more.
If you want to get your name mentioned every week, become a patron. Go to patreon.com/MRTBT. Don't forget our friends in the industry. Kings of Sport, Brother Nate Milton, Chris Ely, Anthony Imran and Rugboy over at Jock and Nerd Podcast. Talking Ty on her show, What's the Word Podcast, and her webpage, brooklyntynyc.com. Hardest working turntablist in the world, DJ B on itsfreshradio.com. What's the 80s podcast? Is that 80s Now or something like that?
1980s Now.
1980s Now. We interact with them quite often.
Yes.
It's a good show. If you are a fan of nostalgia,
yes,
go
there's one on Breaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually told them to talk to you about it, so I did. So go check them out as well. The Fresh Radio app for your phone is available as well as itsfreshradio.com. That is the hardest working turntablist in the world. That is DJ B. He is also the proprietor of Freshtopia. He runs that radio station 24/7, and it is the greatest thing in the world. And if you want your requests on the All Request show prior to our show airing, you can send him X posts at Real Fresh Radio, and he will play them for you. Hopefully,
yes.
We're also on Wild One Radio at wildoneradio.com at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and all throughout the weekend. So go to wildoneradio.com for times of Mr. Throwback Thursday. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, review, all of that good stuff. Find us, share the good word, tell BET you want us nominated for Best Hip Hop Platform next year.
Yes, maybe write it on our IMDb page.
Until then, I think it might not have been perfect, but it was a pretty good episode.
It was.
Take good care of yourselves and each other. Wash your hands.
All right, I'm going to interrupt you. Wash your hands. I've realized in my rum and muscle relaxer haze, we do not wash our hands. Our hands actually wash each other, and we just kind of sit there and watch.
Are you sure you're not on meth shrooms?
I don't know.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And you're exactly right, which is really pissing me off right now. So, on that ridiculous note,
wash your butt.
Because that's important. That doesn't wash itself.
No,
you got to get in there and get dirty.
Get all under the hood.
Give that undercarriage a little how's your father, if you know what I mean. And until next time, next week, keep it classic. And always remember,
new school stale, old school fresh.